Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our safe space. It is so wonderful to be here with you today, just you and me, taking a moment to slow down. How are you feeling right now? Take a deep breath. I want you to know that wherever you are in the world and whatever you are carrying on your shoulders today, you are welcome here. I have my coffee in my hand, I am awake, and I am ready to spend this time with you. Today, we are going to explore a topic that touches every single one of us. We are going to talk about our daily life and our daily routines. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Sometimes people think routine is a very boring word. We do the same things in the morning, the afternoon, and the night. But I believe our routines are actually very interesting, and they hold the secret to our emotional well-being. They are also the perfect place for our English practice, using simple words to talk about our deepest feelings. Before we dive deeply into our day, I have a very small, gentle request for you. If you are listening right now and you find comfort in this podcast, please click the like button and give us a big thumbs up. If you are new here, welcome to the family, and please subscribe to the channel. It helps this safe space grow, and I would love it if you could share this podcast with a friend who is also learning English and might need a little bit of encouragement today. Thank you so much, because I truly love our listeners. Let us start at the very beginning of the day, the morning. I want to ask you a very honest question. Do you like the morning? For many of us, the morning is a difficult mountain to climb. It begins with the alarm clock, that loud sound breaking the silence. Maybe your alarm is soft music, which is a very smart choice. But for many of us, the alarm is just loud, going beep, beep, beep in the dark. You wake up, you open your eyes, and the very first thought in your mind is, "Oh no, already?" That feeling of heaviness before your feet even touch the floor is so common. We carry the weight of yesterday and the anxiety of today all in that single moment when the alarm rings. You are not alone in feeling that way. It is a heavy way to start the day, and it sets the tone for everything that follows. Let me be completely honest and vulnerable with you right now. I am not always a morning person. I know I sit here and talk to you about growth and healing, but I struggle just like you do. When that loud alarm goes off, do I always get up immediately? No. I reach out my hand and I press the snooze button. I lie there and I negotiate with myself, saying just 5 more minutes. But we both know the truth about the snooze button. Is it really just 5 minutes? Sometimes it is 5 minutes, and then another 5 more minutes, and then another. And suddenly I look at the clock and realize how late it is. When I finally get out of bed, I do not wake up gently. I jump out of bed in a panic, thinking, "Oh no, I'm late." This creates a cycle of guilt. I compare my messy mornings to other people. I hear about people who wake up very early, long before the sun even rises. They talk about how they love the quiet. They wake up when the house is completely silent, with no noise on the street and no noise. It is just them and their peaceful thoughts. They make their coffee and sit calmly by the window, not looking at their phones, but just sitting there and thinking. I think that sounds so beautiful and calm, and I tell myself I should try that. But instead, my reality is often very different. I run straight from the bed to the coffee machine. I need my coffee strong and black, no milk, no sugar, just the energy to survive the morning. And what is the first thing I do? I look at my phone. I look at the news, I look at emails, and immediately the stress of the world enters my mind before I have even fully woken up. I see other people living these perfect slow mornings, maybe drinking coffee with a little hot milk, and I feel like I am already behind. I feel like I have failed the day before it has truly begun. If you have ever felt this way, if you have ever judged yourself for not having a perfect morning routine, I want you to take a deep breath. It is okay. You do not have to be perfect to make progress. The pressure of the morning does not stop at the coffee machine. Because I am running late, my breakfast is usually very fast. I do not have time to make eggs or eat yogurt with fresh fruit. I usually just grab a piece of toast with butter, or maybe a banana, just something very easy and fast. It feels like I am feeding my body just to survive, not to truly nourish it. Then we have to get ready for the day. I take a hot shower, trying to use the hot water to simply wake my brain up. But then comes one of the most difficult and frustrating parts of the morning: choosing clothes. Have you ever stood in front of your closet, looking at all your clothes? You have many shirts, pants, and dresses. You look at this closet full of items and you think to yourself, I have nothing to wear. It is a terrible feeling. Deep down, you know it is silly because you have so many clothes right in front of you. Some people have a brilliant, easy system. They only own blue shirts, white shirts, and gray shirts, so they can just grab one without thinking. That is very smart because it saves your mental energy for later. But when you are already anxious, choosing an outfit feels like a massive test that you are failing. And then, finally, you leave the house and the commute begins. It is time to go to work. Maybe you take the bus, and it is incredibly crowded with many, many people. You feel squeezed and uncomfortable, trying to escape by putting in your headphones to listen to music or a podcast. Or maybe you drive your car. The idea of your own car sounds nice, but the traffic is terrible. There are so many cars, all moving very, very slow. Stop and go, stop and go. It is exhausting and boring. By the time you finally arrive at your workplace, turn on your computer, and see all those emails waiting for you, you are already tired. This daily cycle, this constant rushing and pushing, creates a heavy burden on our minds. It makes learning English or learning anything new feel impossible because our energy is completely drained by simply trying to survive the routine. But what if we could change how we view this struggle?
We left off at the office, staring at a computer screen full of emails, already feeling exhausted before the real work has even started. The day goes on, we go to our meetings, we talk, and we try to do our best, and then we reach the middle of the afternoon. It is usually around 3 o'clock. Have you ever noticed what happens to your body and your mind at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Your eyes get heavy, you feel incredibly sleepy. It feels like your energy is just completely gone. Some of us try to fix this by drinking more and more coffee, hoping to force our brains to keep working. Some of us might drink green tea and eat a small snack like an apple or maybe a sweet cookie just to find a little bit of comfort. During one of these tired 3 o'clock moments, sitting at my desk, I had a sudden realization. I was looking out the window, holding my warm cup of green tea, and I realized something very important. I realized that the exhaustion I was feeling was not just physical. I was not just tired because I woke up early or because I had too many meetings. I was deeply emotionally tired because of the heavy expectations I carried all day. I realized that from the moment my alarm clock rang in the dark morning, I was constantly judging myself. I judged myself for hitting the snooze button. I judged myself for not having a beautiful, quiet morning routine. I judged myself for eating a fast, unhealthy breakfast. The turning point for me was understanding that the routine itself was not the enemy. The real enemy was the voice inside my head demanding absolute perfection. We see these perfect daily routines on the internet. We see people who wake up at 5 in the morning, do yoga, drink green juice, and read a book for an hour, all before they go to work. And when our real, messy lives do not look like that, we secretly feel like we are failing at being adults. But in that quiet moment at 3 o'clock, I took a deep breath and told myself the truth. My life does not have to look like a perfect video on the internet. It is okay if my morning is a little bit messy. It is okay if I'm just doing my best to survive the busy traffic and the crowded bus. That realization felt like taking off a very heavy backpack that I had been carrying for years. I finally understood that we need to stop fighting against our own daily lives, and instead, we need to learn how to forgive ourselves when things do not go perfectly. This brings us to the first major mindset shift that we need to make together. We have to completely let go of the all or nothing mindset. The all or nothing mindset is a very dangerous trap. It tells you that if you cannot do something perfectly, then you should not do it at all. For example, if you hit the snooze button and wake up late, the all or nothing mindset tells you that your entire morning is ruined, so you might as well eat a bad breakfast and be angry all day. It makes you feel like one small mistake destroys everything. But life is not about being perfect. Life is about showing up, even when it is messy. We need to embrace the concept of being just good enough. If you do not have time for a perfect healthy breakfast with eggs and yogurt, eating a piece of toast is good enough. If you do not have time to go to the gym for an hour, taking a short 10-minute walk outside during your lunch break is good enough. That 10-minute walk, getting out of the office and breathing some fresh air, can completely change your afternoon. This exact same mindset applies to your English learning journey. So many of my students struggle because they think they need a perfect study routine. They think they must sit at a clean desk for 2 hours every single day with a textbook and a notebook to learn English properly. And because they are busy with work, the crowded commute, and taking care of their families, they never have those 2 free hours. So they do nothing. But remember, the crowded bus where you listen to a podcast for 15 minutes is your classroom. Listening to some English conversation while you are driving in slow traffic is your study time. You do not need a perfect, quiet room to make progress. You just need to find small, tiny pockets of time in your messy, beautiful, real life. 5 minutes of listening to English while you drink your morning coffee is infinitely better than 0 minutes. Consistency, even when it is imperfect, will always defeat perfect planning that never actually happens. You are already doing so much better than you realize. To help you remember this, I want to share a metaphor with you. I want you to completely change how you view your daily routine. Most of us treat our daily routine like a machine. Think about a machine in a factory. A machine is designed to do the exact same thing at the exact same time in the exact same way every single day. If one small gear in the machine stops working, or if it is just 1 second late, the entire machine breaks down and stops. When we treat our lives like a machine, we become angry when we break the schedule. If we wake up 20 minutes late, our machine is broken and we feel like a failure. But you and I, we're not machines. We're human beings. We're living, breathing things. Therefore, you should not treat your daily routine like a machine. You should treat your routine like a garden. Think about a beautiful garden. A garden does not look exactly the same every single day. Some days the sun is shining brightly and the flowers open up wide. Other days there is heavy rain and dark clouds, and the garden must simply drink the water and wait. Sometimes weeds grow in the garden, and you have to gently pull them out. A garden is alive. It changes with the seasons, it adapts to the weather, and it requires patience and gentle care. Your life, your daily habits, and your English learning journey are all part of this garden. Some days you will wake up early, you will have energy, and you will speak English confidently. The sun is shining in your garden. But other days you will be deeply tired. You will order a pizza instead of cooking dinner, and you might not want to study at all. That is just a rainy day in the garden. It is completely natural. You do not shout at a garden because it is raining. You do not hate a flower because it is growing slowly. You simply accept the season you're in. So the next time you feel stressed because your day is not going according to your perfect plan, I want you to remember this. You are not a broken machine. You are a growing garden. And a garden simply needs time, water, and a lot of gentle kindness. Keep nurturing your mind, keep taking small steps, and trust that your beautiful garden is growing exactly as it should. Now that we understand we are a growing garden and not a machine, how do we actually apply this to the rest of our day? Let us look at the evening. The workday is finally finished. It is 5 o'clock, or maybe much later, and it is time to go home. You are back on that crowded bus, just looking out the window, or you are back in your car, sitting in that terrible evening traffic. You are deeply tired, but eventually you arrive. You open the door to your home. That moment, right there, is sacred. It is the transition from the heavy outside world into your personal safe space. Maybe you put down your keys and your bag and you say hello to your dog who is jumping with happiness, or maybe you say hello to your cat who is just looking at you, waiting for food. The very first thing you must do to apply our new mindset is to consciously wash off the pressure of the day. Take off your heavy work clothes. Put on your most comfortable t-shirt. This small physical act is a message to your brain that the performance is over. You do not have to be perfect anymore. Now it is dinner time. Sometimes you will have the energy to cook. You can cut vegetables, listen to some soft music, and make a beautiful soup or pasta because cooking feels relaxing to you. But other times you will feel completely drained. You might feel like a terrible cook who burns everything. On those days, ordering a pizza is not a failure. Sitting on your big, comfortable sofa and eating a warm slice of pizza is exactly what your garden needs on a rainy day. Give yourself permission to choose the easy path when your energy is low. When it comes to your English learning in the evening, drop the heavy expectations. Do not force yourself to open a difficult grammar textbook at 8 o'clock at night when your brain is already exhausted. Instead, integrate English into your relaxation. If you love to sit on the sofa and watch funny movies or comedies because you need to laugh after a long day, just put the audio or the subtitles in English. If you like to take a short walk outside at night to look at the stars and enjoy the quiet, listen to a slow, calming English podcast. You do not need to sit at a desk. You just need to invite the language into your life gently. If you learn just one new word today, or if you simply listen to my voice for 30 minutes, you have grown. You are 1% better than yesterday. You are building a consistent habit based on comfort, not a fragile routine based on punishment. As we slowly bring our evening to a close, I want us to take a quiet moment for our signature vocabulary tour. We have explored some deep feelings today, and we used a few specific English words to describe them. I want to slow down even more now and help you truly understand these words, not just translate them, but feel their meaning. The first word is commute. Let me say that again. Commute. A commute is the regular journey you make between your home and your workplace or school. It is the time you spend on the bus, on the train, or driving your car in heavy traffic. But emotionally, a commute is the space between your personal life and your public life. It can be a very stressful time. But as we discussed today, your commute can also become your personal classroom. It can be a pocket of time that belongs only to you, where you can listen to music, reflect on your day, or practice your English in peace. Our second word is exhaustion. Exhaustion. This is much deeper than simply feeling tired. When you are tired, you just need a few hours of sleep, but exhaustion is a state of extreme physical or mental emptiness. It is when your battery is completely at zero. Today we talked about the emotional exhaustion that comes from trying to be perfect, from judging yourself for hitting the snooze button on your alarm clock, or for not having a perfectly organized day. When you feel exhaustion, your body is begging you to stop treating yourself like a machine and to start treating yourself with kindness. This brings us to our third word, nurture. Nurture. To nurture something means to care for it, to protect it, and to encourage it to grow. This is the core of our garden metaphor today. You do not force a flower to grow by pulling its petals. You nurture it by giving it water, good soil, and sunlight over time. In your daily life, to nurture yourself means to wear those comfortable clothes, to allow yourself to order the pizza when you are tired, and to speak gently to yourself when you make a mistake. You must nurture your mind before you can expect it to learn a new language. Our final word today is vulnerable. Vulnerable. To be vulnerable means to be open to emotional exposure. It means taking down your walls and showing your true, imperfect self. Today, I was vulnerable with you. I told you that I struggle with mornings, that I hit the snooze button, and that my life is not a perfect internet video. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we realize that we are all fighting similar battles. We are all just doing our best to get through the day. And in that shared vulnerability, we find true connection, and we find the strength to keep growing together.
As we sit here together in the quiet of the evening, I want us to look back at the journey we have taken today. We started our conversation in the heavy, dark moments of the early morning. We talked about that loud, shocking sound of the alarm clock and the overwhelming desire to just press the snooze button and hide from the world for 5 more minutes. We walked through the frantic energy of trying to get ready, staring at a closet full of clothes but feeling like we had absolutely nothing to wear, and eating a rushed breakfast just to survive the morning commute. We remembered the feeling of sitting on a crowded bus or being stuck in slow, endless traffic, carrying the weight of the day before we even arrived at our desks to face a massive mountain of emails. And we shared that universal feeling of complete exhaustion that hits us right around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when all our energy simply disappears. Looking back at all of this, it is so easy to see why we feel tired. We expect ourselves to move through this complicated, noisy world with perfect grace. We expect to be highly productive workers, perfect students of the English language, and calm, peaceful individuals, all at the exact same time. But the reflection I want you to hold on to tonight is that your worth is not measured by how perfectly you execute your daily routine. The fact that you woke up, faced the loud alarm, and moved through your day is a massive victory. When you look back at your day, do not look at the moments where you felt lazy or disorganized. Instead, look at the immense effort it takes to simply be a human being in this incredibly fast-paced world. Remember the major shift we made today. We promised to stop treating ourselves like industrial machines that must operate perfectly on a strict schedule. We embraced the beautiful truth that we are living, breathing gardens. Some days you will bloom and feel incredibly confident speaking English. Other days you will need to rest, order a pizza, and just listen quietly. Both of those days are absolutely necessary for your growth. Your English learning journey is not ruined because you missed one day of studying, just like a garden is not ruined by one day of heavy rain. The language is slowly putting roots down into your mind, even when you do not actively realize it. You are absorbing it through podcasts on the bus, through funny movies on your sofa, and through these quiet, safe moments we spend together.
Now the day is truly coming to an end. It is time for you to finally rest. For some of you, maybe you go to bed early, like at 10 o'clock at night. You enjoy a quiet routine where you brush your teeth, put on your most comfortable pajamas, read a gentle book in bed for 10 minutes, and fall asleep quickly and peacefully. For others, maybe you are exactly like me, and you stay up much later, until 11:30 or midnight. Maybe you want to watch just one more funny movie or read one more interesting article on the internet, trying to find a little bit more personal time before the sun comes up again. Whatever your nighttime routine looks like, I want you to step into it tonight with a sense of total peace and total forgiveness.
Let go of everything that happened today. The day is done and you survived it beautifully. Before we say goodbye and let the quiet night take over, I want to ask you our final question for today. In the comments down below, I would love to know, are you a morning person who loves to wake up early before the sun? Or are you an evening person who finds your energy late at night? Please tell me in the comments, because I truly love reading your stories and getting to know you better. And if this episode brought you some comfort today, if it made you feel a little less alone in your personal struggles, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving this episode a warm like. Share it with a friend who might be fighting their own silent battles with perfect routines. Your support keeps this safe space alive, and it helps us reach more people who need to hear that they are doing just fine. As you close your eyes tonight, I want you to take one final deep breath with me. Inhale slowly and exhale completely. Let your shoulders drop, let your mind become quiet. You do not need to worry about tomorrow's alarm clock right now. You do not need to worry about the terrible traffic, the unread emails, or the vocabulary words you might have forgotten today. All you need to do right now is rest your tired body and your beautiful, growing mind. You are doing a wonderful job navigating this complicated life, and you are doing a wonderful job with your English. Please never forget that I am right here with you, cheering for you in every single step of your journey. Sleep well, my friend. I am proud of your progress.